Imagine being told what you do at every party, every celebration, and sometimes even on Friday evening is slowly destroying your brain and could harm your future children. Sounds like an internet scare story, right? Now imagine this isn't coming from some social media panic monger, but from a professional toxicologist. Suddenly, it doesn't seem so fun anymore, does it? Today, we're going to talk about alcohol, a substance that has accompanied humanity for thousands of years, but about which we still know surprisingly little. Or rather, we know, but prefer to turn a blind eye to the uncomfortable truth. Buckle up, it's going to be interesting. Our relationship with alcohol began roughly 10 million years ago. No, our ape-like ancestors weren't opening breweries, but nature had already given us a unique set of enzymes, alcohol dehydrogenase and acetaldehyde dehydrogenase. Sounds like a spell from Harry Potter, but these guys helped our ancestors avoid dying from accidental drinking binges. The thing is, back then, fruits often overripened, fell from trees, and began to ferment. Ethanol formed in them, the same alcohol we now add to cocktails. If our ancestors didn't have special enzymes to neutralize this nasty stuff, they simply wouldn't have survived to our days after the first fruit festival. Speaking of animals, did you know that animal parties regularly take place in Africa? And this is no joke. Cases have been documented where various animals gather together, eat fermented fruits, and throw a real corporate party. After such a feast, they often lie passed out, just like office workers after a New Year's celebration. This further proves that the reaction to ethanol is roughly the same for all mammals. And honestly, it doesn't make any of them smarter or more attractive. What happens when we drink just a little bit? Even if you've just sipped a glass of wine, ethanol has already begun its destructive work. The safe dose of alcohol, up to 20 grams of pure ethanol, roughly 1 shot of vodka, already affects your brain as a neurotoxic poison. Yes, exactly poison. Not medicine, not anti-stress, but a real toxic poison. What happens to us when we drink just a little bit? Ethanol begins to suppress the activity of neurons responsible for our self-control. Temporarily, this can cause euphoria and make us more sociable. That's why alcohol is often called a social lubricant. Oh, after the second glass, I can finally talk to strangers. Sounds familiar, right? But for this temporary social bonus, we pay with the health of our nervous system. The myth about the benefits of a glass of wine a day. But wait, you might say, I read on the internet that a glass of red wine a day is good for your heart. Well, let's deal with this popular myth. First, in those scientific studies, no one specified exactly what glass they were talking about. Imagine, some participants were talking about a standard 150 milliliter glass, while others meant a pint glass of 450 milliliters. That's a threefold difference. It's like comparing a teaspoon of sugar to a whole package. The result will be, to put it mildly, different. Second, even if we assume that some mystical dose of alcohol might be beneficial for the heart, and that's a big if, that same dose is a carcinogen, meaning it increases the risk of developing cancer. Ethanol literally interferes with the process of cell division at the DNA level. And there's nothing to joke about here. Cancer spares no one. Alcohol and the reproductive system, unexpected consequences. Now get ready for truly shocking information. Did you know there's a term, drunk conception? And it's not about having a fun evening, but about serious risks for the future child. Ethanol is a mutagen, a substance capable of causing mutations in DNA. Male reproductive cells, which are constantly and rapidly renewing, are particularly vulnerable. If a man drinks shortly before conception, it can affect the genetic material of sperm and, consequently, the health of the future child. Our ancestors, by the way, knew this intuitively. In many cultures, there were strict prohibitions on alcohol consumption for newlyweds. And these aren't just ancient superstitions. It's folk wisdom confirmed by modern science. And what about women? It's even more serious here. Alcohol consumption during pregnancy can lead to fetal alcohol syndrome, a complex of physical and neurological disorders in a child that remain for life. When alcohol becomes dangerous, unexpected reactions. Another little-known fact, people who have suffered traumatic brain injuries, even in childhood, may develop pathological intoxication. This is a special type of psychosis in which a person starts to see enemies literally everywhere. Depending on their character, such a person may either hide in a corner and tremble with fear or go on the attack against imaginary opponents. One real case, a person in a state of pathological intoxication attacked telephone booths, considering them enemies. Sounds almost amusing until you imagine that instead of a booth, it could have been a person. Shocking truth. There is no safe dose. And now, the most important thing, the reason we're here. All modern science agrees on one thing. There is no safe dose of alcohol. Every sip, every drop of ethanol has a toxic effect on our body. Yes, our body can handle small doses of poison. After all, even absolute teetotalers get about 3 grams of ethanol per day from their own gut microflora. But that doesn't mean we need to add external sources to this. Why do we continue to drink? If alcohol is so harmful, why hasn't humanity given it up over thousands of years? The answer is both simple and complex. Social traditions, cultural customs, a powerful industry, and let's be honest, the short-term pleasure and euphoria that alcohol provides. But as with many harmful habits, we pay for momentary pleasure with long-term damage to our health. And what's most sad, often not only the drinkers themselves suffer, but also their future children. So, what have we learned today? Alcohol is a neurotoxic poison and mutagen that negatively affects our health and the health of our descendants. There is no safe dose, and popular myths about the benefits of moderate alcohol consumption are not scientifically confirmed. This doesn't mean I'm calling for everyone to immediately give up alcohol. Every adult has the right to decide for themselves what to drink and how to live. But I'm for informed choices based on facts, not myths and marketing tricks. What do you think about this information? Will it change your attitude toward alcohol? Share your opinion in the comments. And if you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. There's still a lot of interesting and unexpected information ahead about things we consider ordinary. Take care of yourself and your brain, you won't get another one.